Sound is a natural deep water sea, making Seattle perfect to have a major port. Maritime is any transfer of commerce over water and all the support ecosystems that go with it. This means carrying everything from cell phones to your clothes and food to people on ships or boats. We're all connected to the maritime industry through the supply chain of these products and more. You may not know this, but the maritime industry is a $37.8 billion industry in Washington with 7 different sectors and thousands of different kinds of careers. A majority of the state's maritime industry is here in the Western Washington area. And one more thing, it is not just about Seattle and Washington. Our maritime industry in Seattle is the gateway to Asia and is the lifeline to Hawaii and Alaska to get the supplies that they need to live. The city of Seattle is committed to strengthening and growing Seattle's industrial and maritime sectors to build an inclusive economy. We are committed to ensuring that Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities have access to opportunities within the maritime industry. An equitable recovery from this pandemic cannot exclusively focus on the most immediate visible impacts. It's going to require creating more middle wage jobs and more wealth generating businesses that'll thrive in the future, and ensuring there is an equitable access to the jobs in and ownership of those businesses. The Office of Economic Development's key industries are determined by the industry's potential growth and availability of good jobs and the readiness to become inclusive and diverse. The maritime industry has more than 69,000 jobs in Washington with $4.7 billion in wages per year. Pre-pandemic, the maritime industry was growing at a rate of 2.6% per year, or the net increase of 5,300 jobs per year. Our job is to help the maritime industry keep growing in an equitable way. The key industry and workforce team supports generating equitable growth in 3 different ways. 1 is to help inclusive businesses grow. 2 is to help growing businesses become more inclusive. And 3, connecting diverse talent to growing inclusive businesses. We have colleagues on the small business team, development team, and in the Only in Seattle team who provide great resources for growing businesses. I'd like to introduce our small business development coordinator, Hodon Bulale, to tell you more about the resources they provide. Hodon?
Small businesses are integral to the economic fabric of the city as an important source of jobs and vital contributions to Seattle's unique identify. Accordingly, the Seattle Office of Economic Development has prioritized direct contact with individual businesses to learn about their priorities, needs, and challenges, as well as to provide direct services to help them grow and remain competitive. We assist small businesses in business consulting, financing, and problem solving. We help small businesses navigate through the city's regulatory process to resolve a variety of issues, such as starting a business and applying for a business license, contracting with the city, resolving outstanding permit and zoning issues, construction mitigation. Resources we provide for small businesses include Small Business Stabilization Fund grant, lease amendment toolkit, technical and bilingual assistance in applying for state and philanthropic and federal resources like the Working Washington Grant, Paycheck Protection Program, and Restaurant Revitalization Fund, free consulting hours with accounting specialists and manufacturers. We also connect small businesses with organizations that can help grow and scale, like Ventures Nonprofit, Business Impact Northwest, Washington Small Business Development Center, U.S. Small Business Administration and Seattle SCORE, Seattle Public Library, neighborhood business districts. Some maritime businesses also serve the food and hospitality industries. We have Food and Restaurant Business Advocate that provides resources for entrepreneurs who are starting and growing their food business. That's it for the Small Business Development Team. I'm handing it back to Sarah to talk about the Workforce Development Team's support in the maritime industry.
Thanks, Hodon. So the Seattle's Office of Economic Development's Workforce Development Team connects underserved youth and adults to high-quality job opportunities and builds a skilled workforce for priority industries with family wage jobs. An inclusive economy requires increasing the demand and the supply for diverse talent. This means that the Workforce Development Program, the supply side, depends on the active engagement of businesses, the demand side, that are growing and want to work with workforce and community organizations to reach new pools of talent as they grow. The key to the key industry and workforce work is being able to get the right businesses to the table and willing to connect with organizations that can help them grow and/or workforce development organizations that can help them reach the pools of talent that they need. This requires building relationships with businesses. These relationships serve two different purposes. One, it gives the key industry and workforce team a firsthand view of what's happening in those key industries so it can be translated and that knowledge into the industrial relevant programs and services. And then the second one is to ensure the businesses trust the key industry workforce team when it recommends that they engage with an economic or workforce development organization. So all in total, the Seattle Office of Economic Development is committed to building an equitable and inclusive economy by promoting access to economic opportunities for all of Seattle's diverse communities. OED supports the maritime industry in small business development. We maintain relationships with established businesses to network, continue to learn and develop expertise through our industry partners, and build trust while providing additional support. When the West Seattle Bridge shut down, the maritime industry called us to ensure our concerns or their concerns were being addressed. When a maritime electrical company needed help working through some red tape with a permit, they called us. When a maritime company wanted to give back and volunteer at the city's vaccination sites, they called us. We help support and advocate for the maritime industry and work to help the industry understand the city. The City of Seattle is here for you. If you're starting a business, if you need a diverse and talented workforce, or if you're expanding and growing, give us a call.